Yo, what's up everybody, Wix here again, welcome back to the channel. No episode today, just an update, and I need you guys' help, so stick around and check out what's up, let's go. Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Wix, still going with this STI build, and today is not really about doing an episode as such, but more like just an update on where I'm at with the car. It's been a while since I've posted my last episode, and apologies to everyone who is following the build, but I kind of got a little bit lost. Once I got to a certain stage, I got a little bit lost on what I was actually doing. I was kind of doing 3 or 4 things all at once, and as I was getting footage, I had a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one, but not enough to actually put out an episode. So I kind of got stumped and stopped making some videos. But I finally got my back together, and I thought I'd just to kick it back off again, I'll just do a rough update on where we're at with the car, and I've written on the whiteboard over there a bit of a plan on getting from where we are today and across the finish line, because this car was meant to be finished in December and it's now April, Easter coming up, so it's way too long. So the car is currently not in my garage. It's currently gone back out to my mate Sticks, who did all the fab work for the wastegates and all the exhaust and stuff. So the car's back at his place. We had an issue, wasn't really happy with the alternator setup. It just didn't really tighten about like we wanted it to. So we had a chat about it and decided, yeah, he needs the car back to redo that. Had a look at aftermarket online brackets you could buy, but it kind of didn't really fit the setup that I wanted to do. So the car's back at his place in Matata in New Zealand. He should be working on it today as we speak. Hopefully I get the car back next weekend. So what is he doing? I've written it on the board. He is doing remounting the fuel rig, remounting the alternator. I've asked him to see if he can put a plate over the top middle part of the engine, which is underneath the intake. I just thought it might give a cleaner look. I'm not sure if he is going to do it, but he's going to take a look at that anyway. He'll be mounting my oil cooler in the front now that we've figured out where we're going to put it. And we're going to remount the water to air cooler. So if you remember in one of the episodes, it was on an angle on the passenger side, but now we're going to put it dead center. And I had another mate come over, Dean, who's actually going to do all my alley welding, and he suggested it. A few other mates had suggested it, but I was pretty stuck in my way. No, that's where I want it. But we had a bit of a play around and moved it and taped stuff up just to hold it in place, and I finally gave in. So Sticks is doing that as well. He's going to mount the cooler dead center above the bracket that holds the gearbox, and that way we're going to get hopefully some pretty parallel intercooler piping. So that's what Sticks is doing for me this weekend, and hopefully a few days next week. Hopefully he does nail it and I get the car back, and then we can carry on from there. So what I might do now is I've written a big list on the board, as I said, to get from where I am today over the finish line to driving the car. So let's go take a look at that. 10th of April, Sunday, nice day out there, but the air is getting a bit chilly here in New Zealand. We're moving into autumn, and yeah, the temps are getting pretty chilly. But anyway, this is my list that I've made up to get this car over the line. So like I said before, currently at Sticks Fab, mounting the water to air cooler, new plate for the fuel rig, new alternator setup, mounting my oil cooler, and also I forgot to mention he's going to be, let's see that properly, mounting my drive-by-wire pedal to the factory bracket. So I ended up cutting my factory pedal off, which was cable, and I've given the new one to Sticks, which is a RX8 pedal, brand new, and he's going to mount that to the bracket so I can just bolt the bracket straight back in the car. So once I get it back from him, this is my list to finish it. So I'll just go through it real quick and then I'll talk about some stuff in here. So first up, intercooler piping, the blow-off valve adapter, intake air temp sensor, custom oil catch can, mounting the can and the lines, connecting all the fuel lines on the engine side, wiring, that's an interesting one, I'll talk about that soon. Custom surge tank setup, we've got to make this little setup that I've come up with, then mount it in the boot, hook up all the lines and the wiring. We've decided to make our own heat exchange, so I'll talk about that soon. Then mount the guards, then I can figure out how big we want the heat exchange and sort out the front bumper as well. I have also got a new carbon fiber front lip on its way to me. I've been looking for one of those for about 4 years, and I finally decided to grab one. Once all that is done, then it's these three things here: the tune, repaint the car, and then I want to put a custom wrap on it. Now I just don't know whether to tune the car before I go paint it, which probably makes the most sense actually, or if I just fucking go all out and do everything and tune it after. But I'm more than likely going to do this one, tune it, wait till the car's going and sweet as, and then I'll make it look pretty after that. Final step, I crossed out drive it like a nana. That's the final step there, to thrash it. That's the whole goal. So these are the things that I've got to sort out for the wiring. Drive-by-wire gear, which is the e-throttle module that I had to buy from Link, cam lambda, flex fuel, ABCS solenoids, and rear cam sensors. So those are for the version 7 STI heads that I didn't run before. A new map sensor, 4-bar map sensor, and the dual fuel pump in the surge tank setup. All good. So I'm going to need a little bit of help with doing this stuff. I'm going to try and give it a go myself, but if I fail, I've got the boys at D-Tech in Tauranga, New Zealand. They're going to sort that part out, but the more I can do, the cheaper it'll be for me. So that's pretty much my list. Yeah, so that's my list, and I've still got a whole bunch of cool gear still yet to put in the car. But like I said, now you've seen my plan. I've just got to wait till I get the car back. So taking a look at some of the rest of the gear that I've got waiting to go in is mostly all this stuff here. Where do I start? Maybe with the intercooler piping. So this is 3-inch alley pipe, and pretty much that's all the piping I need for my intercooler piping, which is, if anyone knows a Subaru, and if you've got a rear facing intake, you people would know how much piping you actually need to get to the turbo. So I'm really stoked that I'm using one bend and a straight, and that's all the piping I need. So I will turn that into its own episode, but that's the piping. I've got the blow-off valve adapter to go on, and my old intake air temp sensor, which works sweet as, so I've got that to go on as well. I'm not using silicone clamps this time. I went a bit on the flash side and bought 4 of the Vibrant clamps, and yep, these are expensive as hell, but I bought it for 2 reasons. One is I'm not sure how much flexing my cooler is going to do, so these do allow you to flex a little bit, and there's plenty of videos on YouTube that'll explain how it works. And the other reason is I just think it looks like money. So yeah, cool clamps, cost a bundle to get them, but yeah, I've got those to go on. These cool little bends here, so figuring out how to go from different size pipe. What I didn't want to do is step up in the pipe to go from 3 inch to 2.5 inch. For example, the intake on the turbo is only a 2.5 inch, but I'm using 3 inch piping for both sides. So same for my cooler. One of the holes is quite big, bigger than 3 inch. So I've got these little elbows from ProFlow, and it's actually a 3.5 on this end, but a 3 inch on that end. So I've got 2 of those to go on the cooler. I've actually already tacked up some of those clamps on here. That's another 3.5 to a 3 inch. That's coming off the throttle body, and in there somewhere is a couple other elbows to go from 2.5 inch from the turbo intake up to 3 inch. So without stepping up the pipe, I've done it using these cool little elbows. So once all those are welded, I'll have the other pain in the butt job of trying to polish those up so it looks like this stuff here. What else? Custom oil catch can. So I was trying to find a cool radium custom catch can, but nothing really that'll suit my setup, so I've decided to make my own. This is as far as I've got so far. So this is just a 5 inch alley pipe with a couple of lids on it. So I'm gonna put my own type of baffling system in there, which isn't going to be much, but it'll help. Some fittings on there for the lines. I've ended up buying some, not sure if you can see that, radium air filters, and yes, these cost a lot, but just trying to stick with my radium theme that I somehow walked into. So I've got those to go on there as well. So that's the custom catch can. What else? Custom surge tank setup. So this is my surge tank that I'm using. Again, another radium product. So I've got the one this is the external surge tank with I've got 2 dual, I think they're the AEM pumps inside, capable to run E85 as well. And I've got the 2 radium air filters to go on as well, and I want to make a custom bracket, and this is what it kind of will look like. So I just wanted a plate. So I've got a big alley plate in my boot, but I wanted this tank and the 2 filters to sit on its own plate. So I've come up with a plate just to raise the tank a little bit, and then these 2 little things here are brackets to hold the fuel filters. And what it'll basically look like is something, well, I haven't really figured it out yet, but the filters are going to sit like that. If we do a side shot, they're going to sit like that, sort of mid-air on an angle. Most people put them down side by side, like something like that, just flat on the deck, but me being me, I don't like doing what everyone else has done, so something different. I'll have a filter each side, And yeah, this is the plate that I've come up with. So just a straight plate, and then I've got these two brackets. So hopefully I'll just show you a quick picture of the brackets I've designed. And I've even made them radium brackets and chucking in the RA logo. So my mate Eddie's from Truefold will get that cut out for me, and then I'll get my mate to weld all that up for me. So what it'll be is, if I have the plate sitting here, I can bolt all of this stuff to the plate, and then I just pick up the whole plate and dump it in the car and hook up all the lines, and away I go. Talking to a lot of people about where to put the fuel filters. Again, you do have to change them every so often, and when they are in your boot, it's annoying when you pull the lines off and you've got fuel going everywhere. So a lot of people do put their fuel filters either in the engine bay or underneath the back of the car, so that when you pull the line off, the fuel just drops on the ground. But I'm just basically doing this purely just for a look thing, nothing else. So yep, it'll be annoying when I pull the line off and fuel goes everywhere. I'll just have to clean that up as I go. So that's the piping, fuel setup to go. What else is there? Oil catch can, and then with the wiring stuff, I've just got in some new gear from Link. Actually, my mate Jace from the Car Tune Company in Hamilton, or somewhere over there, hooked me up with these products here. So I've got a wideband air fuel ratio, or the can lambda from Link, to put in. I've got my little flex fuel sensor to go in. So I think this one was Jace's one, but he never actually got to use it, so he hooked me up selling me this one. So this is from NZ EFI. I've got a 4-bar map sensor and the e-throttle that I needed to run all the drive-by-wire stuff. So I've got to put all that stuff in as well. This is my computer here, which is just the Link G4 Plus, or a version 5.6 plug-in version. If I had known that I was doing such a big build like this originally, I probably would have got the wiring version, but initially I just wanted a computer to turn my boost up and go fast safely. So we're kinda, with all this wiring stuff that I want to run, we are pushing this to its full. We're using up all the inputs and outputs, so I'm still my tuner and another mate who does wiring says I'll be alright, but I'm a little bit nervous, but I'll just have to have faith in them. They know what they're talking about, and I do not. So yeah, hopefully all that works out. Then I've got this big cooler over here. So in there, out the back, is my old. I'll just grab it and pull it out. So this is my old heat exchange, and what it was the brand is Trust, and it was my old air-to-air front mount intercooler. And what I had done was I blocked up all the air pipes, I put some AN fittings on it, and I started using it as my heat exchange for my water to air cooler. My mate Dean came around, we started talking about intercooler piping and what it should look like, and he sort of pointed out that everything I'm putting in the car is pretty much brand new, and then I'm putting in this ugly ass intercooler or heat exchange back in, and he said buy a new one. I said okay. So trying to find a heat exchange, it was actually quite hard, and especially to the measurement or the size that I really wanted. There wasn't many around, and the few that were around, they are quite pricey. So as always, decided to make my own. So that's what this thing over here is. And upon researching about cores, radiator cores and air-to-air cores, I kind of sussed out that what I had done wasn't actually the best way to cool the air down. So I'll probably put this in another episode, but I'll just go over it quickly what I've found out. So an air-to-air cooler such as this one has bigger channels than a liquid core, and because it's got bigger channels, the water won't cool down as fast, as efficient as it should, like it would with a liquid core. So the main reason I was making a new heat exchange was purely a look thing, but also upon researching about it, it's actually more efficient if I go back to a proper liquid core to use as my heat exchange. So yeah, it's all kind of working out. So this is a core that I bought from Phoenix Radiators here in New Zealand. Have to change the battery. Where was I? Yeah, so this is a liquid core, as I was saying before. I'm literally only going to use about that much of it, and that's all I need for my heat exchange. So I just can cut it following one of these rows here. Perfect width, 600 wide core. Just make some end tanks, and kind of same idea as this. Put some AN fittings on it, maybe a nipple just to help bleed the system a bit better, and that's about it. So excited about that. So I had to buy the whole core because they could have cut it to the size I needed, but I'm still paying for the whole core. They don't sell it in little bits and pieces, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of the cooler. Maybe I might make a second heat exchange and try and sell it, or turn that into some short custom radiators. I'm not sure, I'll figure that out later. But that's that part anyway. And my mate who's going to be doing my alley piping, he's actually self-taught himself how to do alley welding. So he's done plenty of stainless steel welding, but I've sort of convinced him into doing my alley pipe welding. So he actually put my custom catch can, one of the lids on, and we said this is the test. If you can do that, pretty sweet. You'll either do all my piping or not. And this is literally his first full weld for alley piping, and I'm pretty stoked with it. So I said to him, yep, you're going to do all my piping, thank you, bro. There's a little bit of dirty stuff there, but what we figured out, it was just we didn't clean it as good. So there was a few lessons along the way that we learnt, but first time welds, I'm not sure if you can see that real clear, but I'm stoked as. So yeah, my mate Dean is going to do all my alley work, so I went and bought some alley well he had the welder, went and bought some gas and new flat disc and files. And because another thing we learnt is all the tools you have for alley, you keep that separate from any other metals, so you're not getting the cross contamination thing, which I'm guessing a lot of you fellas out there already know about. But anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at. So like I said before, this build is kind of taking its toll. It's just taking way too long. My mojo kind of dropped off, hence the no videos. I had a little bit of little episodes to do, but not enough to put them out, so it kind of just snowballed into doing more no videos. So I've had a kick in the ass from a few of the boys, so I thought, yep, I'll just start again by doing an update on where I'm at and where I'm going from here. So stick around. As you can see, I've got plenty more. I've got still loads of work to do, so plenty more episodes to come when I start doing them. So once I get it back from Sticks, I'm guessing the next episode I'll put out is all my intercooler piping. So we'll get to check out the new position for the water to air cooler when Sticks mounts it in the center, and how we're going to run this piping, which actually looks a lot more symmetrical than what I had before. So plenty more stuff to come by. But I do need some help for any of you Subaru gurus out there, and also if anybody's watching that's got any Mazda connections, and it's to do with the drive-by-wire stuff. So I might actually put up a diagram of, if I can find one, I'll put it up now, and if not, I won't. But I've got the whole layout of how my wiring is going to be for the drive-by-wire system. There's only two parts I can't figure out. So this is where I need your help, anyone out there who might know. First part is I have a brand new Mazda RX-8 drive-by-wire pedal. That's all I know. I think I've got a photo of the numbers that are on the pedal here. But what I'm wanting to know is I need to know the pin out of the pins on the drive-by-wire pedal. So there's 6 pins. I need to know which one. I know there's 2 positives, 2 negatives, and a signal 1 and a signal 2. I need to know which pin is which. That's the only part that I'm having troubles trying to find. So any Mazda guys out there, if you can point me in the right direction, please put it in the comments. So that's the only info I've got. Mazda RX-8 drive-by-wire pedal with the numbers in the picture that I've hopefully displayed. And the second part I need help with is the same, but for the throttle body that I've used. So I've got the aftermarket IAG throttle body, but it still had to use the factory motor and plug from factory Subaru. So the throttle body that I've ended up grabbing, I found out, is a Subaru Legacy 06, and I think it goes up to 011 maybe, but definitely a Subaru Legacy 06 throttle body. So same deal, I need to know what each pin is. Again, it's 6 pins. I've got a brand new plug ready to go on it, but I just don't know which one is the positive, negative. What else is there? A TPS 1, TPS 2, and there's the other 2 pins are something. I know what needs to go on there, I just don't know which pin does what. So any Subaru gurus out there, if you can put some links in that I can click in and go see the pin out. I'm pretty terrible at finding crap on the old Google, especially when it comes to wiring stuff. So those are the 2 things I really need a hand with. If I can get those, I'm pretty confident in wiring my whole drive-by-wire system. And if not, that's the part that might have to go in the shop. But I'm guessing they're going to have to do the same thing anyway. So if I can, and if I can get you guys to help me out, those of you who may know or do know, please help me out, write it in the comments, and yeah, that'll help me out big time. But other than that, yeah, so still some really cool gear. I'm really happy that I've got vibrant clamps. When I first saw them, I was like, yeah, I want those. Found out how much they were. Oh no, thank you. But I decided to bite the bullet, grab it. This Radium Surge setup that I've got, awesome. I'm excited to put this in. All this new Link electronic gear. Yeah, I'm really excited to put all this stuff in as well. And still a lot of work, but now that I've got it in a list form, that's from where I've got to finish. That's from today, or when I get it back from Sticks, to the finish line. So it's good to see it in the list form. I just go through it one by one, turn them into episodes so you guys can see what I'm up to. And I'm sure as much as you guys, you just want this bloody car finished. Anyway, thanks for checking in again. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I will try my best to start putting out videos more often once again. And yeah, hopefully you still enjoy the build. If you have any questions, or a lot of you have started just writing in little bits of advice as well, or little tips or little FYI things, love them, keep them coming. And other than that, I'll catch you in the next episode. Ciao.